everyone, welcome back. This is our second session for chapter 1, nutrition in plants. So earlier we have learned about nutrition and modes of nutrition in plants. Now in this session we are going to understand other modes of nutrition in plants. As we have learned, all those plants which have chlorophyll present in them, they can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. But what about those plants which do not have chlorophyll? They do require food. So how do they get their food? So that we are going to understand in this. So first is we are going to understand about parasitic mode of nutrition. The plants who do not have chlorophyll present in them, one of their way of getting nutrition is a parasitic mode of nutrition. In this, the plant which do not have chlorophyll in them, they depend on other plants to get their nutrition from. So, in this case, if we understand it, suppose this is a plant which have chlorophyll and can prepare its own food. And this is what I am drawing is kind of a creeper, or you can say climber. It's a climber actually. This is a non-green plant, and this is the green plant from which this plant is going to take its nutrition. So, this plant which is going to take the nutrition is called as parasite. And the plant from which it is going to take the food, that means the plant, the green plant, is known as its host. Hence, in parasitic mode of nutrition, the plant cannot prepare its food, so it depends on other plant to take its nutrition. So these plants are called as parasite, and the plants from which they gain their nutrition are called the host plant. I hope you understood this. Now in this, second are saprophytes. The saprophytic mode of nutrition, in this, these plants also do not have chlorophyll, so they also needs to depend on some other source for their nutrition. Here, the plants which come under the category of saprophytes, they depend on dead and decaying organic matter for their nutrition. For example, fungi. Fungi is a kind of saprophyte. It takes its nutrition from dead and decaying organic matter. So, here they depend on dead and decaying matter. Okay. Here, as I have given you example of fungi, you must have seen mushrooms. It is a kind of fungi. It is a fungus which is white in color. That means they also don't have chlorophyll present in them. Hence, they depend on dead and decaying organic matter to take their nutrition. So, saprophyte, I hope, is clear. Now, third we are going to understand is about insectivorous plants. In insectivorous plants, as the name suggests, insect, that means the plants which eat insects. These plants do have chlorophyll present in them, but they eat insects as well. Now you must be thinking that if they have chlorophyll present in them, they can make their own food, then why they have to eat insects? Because here these plants grow at the places where there is lack of nitrogen. As I have told you in the process of photosynthesis that plants do require nitrogen as well for the formation of proteins. But the plants which are categorized in the category of insectivorous, they are grown in such places where nitrogen is insufficient. So they have to depend on insects for getting that nitrogen part. So insectivorous plants, they partly depend on insects and partly they prepare their own food. Hence they are categorized as insectivorous plants. For example, the pitcher plant, Venus flytrap, these are example of insectivorous plants. So let us see once again. Parasitic plants, in this the plants depend on other plant to take its nutrition, so they are called parasite, and the plant from which they get the nutrition are called the host plant. Saprophytes, the saprophytes plants depend on dead and decaying organic matter to get their nutrition. Insectivorous plants, they partly depend on insects to get their nitrogen. Examples are pitcher plant, Venus flytrap. Let us see these examples through diagrams. As you can see in this diagram, here you can see this green plant. Over it you can see yellow colored plant, that is the climber. This is non-green plant, so it is the parasite. And the green plant, you can see this is the host plant from which this parasite is taking its nutrition. So this is the name of this yellow plant is Cuscuta. This is an example of parasite, or you can say it has a parasitic mode of nutrition. Now coming over to the next example we have discussed, this is a pitcher plant. This is a insectivorous plant. In this, what happens, as you can see a flap-like structure in this, and this is a funnel-like structure. In this funnel, small hairs are present. When an insect sits over here, it gets stick to the glue-like substance present in this funnel-shaped structure, and when it gets stick, the flap gets covered. So the insect gets trapped here and it gets digested by the digestive juices secreted by the pitcher plant. Hence it is called as insectivorous plant. The next you can see, these are the mushrooms. As you can see, the color of these mushrooms is white. So you can easily guess these are non-green plants, that is they lack chlorophyll. They depend on dead and decaying matters for their nutrition, so they are classified in the category of saprophytic plants. Let us now understand what are symbiotic plants. When two different species of plants live together as if they are the part of same plant to get food, then these plants are known as symbiotic plants. For example, fungus, or we can say fungi, and algae. Here, algae, we all know these are green plants. They can prepare their own food. And fungi, because they do not have chlorophyll, they cannot produce their own food. So, fungi lives together with algae, and hence they are called as lichen. They form symbiotic association among themselves. That means algae helps fungi in giving food to fungi, and fungi gives shelter to the algae. Hence, they both give something to each other. So, they are living together as a part of same plant called lichen. This is symbiotic association, and these plants are called as symbiotic plants. Let us see the diagram. As you can see in this diagram, this is lichen. You can see some white portion here and some green portion over here. These green portion indicates the algae and the white portion indicates the fungus. So they are living together as a lichen. Hence this shows the symbiotic association. 3. I hope you have understood what is symbiotic association is. So let's finish our session today here only. In the next session we will study about how nutrients are replenished in soil. Thank you.